What's up, guys? It's the Antonionachio. Welcome back to Bloodborne. Last time we went through the Forbidden Woods, which is, I think, is half of it. And we also ran a few errands around the Grand Cathedral and then the Odin Chapel. Turns out I was mispronouncing Odin for the whole time, and it's not that big of a deal. So anyways, let's go straight down to the Forbidden Woods and see what's below. Yeah, as I did before, I just call this elevator up here. As I call it, I just keep running. As we keep going further down here, probably a few areas will be a lot more infuriating because this is one of the areas you do want to be careful around. That there is a pile of snakes slithering all at the same time in every corner. This area is nothing but snakes, and it's mostly just for the situation because of the fact that because it's full of snakes, most of the time you're mostly getting poisoned by them. Oh gosh darn it. I didn't dodge that? I have no stamina, but that's okay. Oh well. No. Alright. So best to keep your distance against these snakes. Get as much distance as you can. Get them in range. Whether it's with guns or just a weapon like this hunter's axe where you can just swing them right away. Around here you'll get in contact with some shards, some weaponry, especially a few other things. These snakes over here can be a real pain at times. But all you gotta do is just keep running by. You can keep running past her if you feel like it's necessary. There's this one guy over here who would, if you learn alarm your hand work, kind of puts your risk in a muscle this guy. These guys are very easy to okay, so for those enemies I took down, pretty easy to come around because they pretty much take a slow turn and immediately attack afterwards. So as long as you're right behind them and attacking them with a charged attack, you are fine. You are golden. These guys are because these snakes on his head, they just really kind of a high risk. Kind of a huge risk to take them on. If you're not careful, those snakes can bite you, give you poison, and might kill you in a single swoop. Might kill you within hits. In a single combat, basically. So I told you these volcans can shoot out of you, and that can also explode. Move up. Watch out for everything. Keep moving forward. Kill what you need to kill. Get yourself killed and make sure you're not on game. You know, hearing something like that is never okay. It's really... disturbing, and it kind of puts you in alert, on high alert, that these enemies will eventually attack you and kill you. So there's some more shards. There is another room past this area. So if you watch Sunburn Albino's videos against this one boss in this boss rank, there are these little enemies. I think they were like fungi-like enemies right here. Sounds straight up calls them little Rogers because they kind of look like Rogers. Kind of do be like that sometimes because they do look like little Rogers and blue. So these guys can shoot projectiles at you, and they can do a lot of damage. Anti-clockwise metamorphosis, what they can do, as it raises your stamina by a certain amount, by 10%. Very useful in the first place. It is, in fact, useful. Because that means you got a lot more stamina to dodge, you got a lot more stamina to make attacks, and especially sprint for low. There are more runes related to it. There's one like 15, there's another one like 20%. And there's Madman's Knowledge. All those are actually very good and useful at that time. Especially when there's like so many enemies that can try to take you down with these. Kind of blunt gem right there as we continue on down. We'll get a few things out there. Don't know why I have plunging cocktails, but it happens. Well, these smoky waters aren't really harmful. You can just like skim across. Maybe this may not be the same thing as before. Yeah, this is it. But this area you can't go across. Pig up here. Eats you a lot of soul. Blood echoes. I'm sorry. I've been playing a bit too much Dark Souls, especially 3. But I just got started shooting again. Down. Diggy's down. Alright, we just make a right. Also, there's another... There's Hedrick. One of the hunters in here. Yeah, this is an offline match. Nobody's really online other than myself. Now let's open this gate because we will not be able to open it to the other side. And then we got Hedrick. Another hunter that you can summon into your and I think that's when you defeat the guy from the Odin Chapel when you helped one of the other hunters in that quest. Other than that, make sure you're prepared. Make sure you have some necessary items that can help you in the long run. If not, then just proceed. Let's get that. Don't get in between them because they will fuck you right in the ass. And oh, what? He dodged it. Also, visual attack is key. A heretic. This guy in the middle is the easiest because he's probably one of the easiest because he will just straight up use his candle more often than he uses his sword. That. So it kind of leaves an opening. It kind of leaves it an opening. Oh boy, Henrik. This will attack is important. Should be able to take it out, please. This attack is definitely useful. You can tell having a body is a bit useful. Damn, forgot about that. Use the camera Henrik there to help me again. Now we got this guy to worry about. And he's dead. And there goes Henrik. And it's still summon a bunch of these snakes that can do a lot of damage. And it gets stuck. If he does that, immediately run and stay out of range. Immediately just run away. I do recommend having a buddy around, but if you do this alone, I recommend taking out the guy to just do it. He's gone down. He's dead. And we are finished with the Shadows of Yara. We got Blood Rapture. Blood Rapture is another rune. And I'll look it up right now. Gives you more HP. Restores your HP with visceral attacks. So let's go back and upgrade our stamina. I feel like the more stamina we use, the better we'll be off with.
Welcome home. What is it? Hunters have talked about the goal, but I with you of I do.
Okay, it's like talks about love in the church. Alright. Let's go ahead and upgrade our stamina to 25. Brings us to 21. 121 stamina. That's great. That means we get a lot more stamina to use. And become a lot more prepared. Let's go to the Forbidden Grave and continue from there. There are a couple more enemies that could be a lot more surprising and more intimidating. Brain sucklers are also in that specific area. So let's keep on going. Scared yet? Scared yet? You guys get scared yet? I'm assuming you have. These enemies up here will eventually... These enemies, if you were grappled by them, will inflict frenzy on you. So best keep your distance. Also, in case you don't get up there, you can also link up to Bloodborne, another area in the game you can progress into. Now, there's a lot of other things. My daughter's twin, one of the, which I'm surprised there's a hunter base of it. Which I'm surprised there are more hunters than just... My daughter's twin. My daughter's twin. If we work together to take them down. There's a lot more enemies around here. Doing on me? There's frenzy! I'm gonna make it up there. Okay, I'm just kidding. I didn't. So yeah, every time I get frenzy, it just kind of sense of worry and dread because it's like get affected by it. That will help my buddy here. Also the might as well take everyone out then. Attack with your buddies in Shadows of Yharnam, or against Shadows of Yharnam. There's this fuck over here, attempting to grab you, charging up your attack. Knock that down. Got a sedative. Now sedatives are the best items you can get because they cure you from frenzy, or stop you, or prevents you from getting frenzied. Pull this lever. That enables you to get things, but don't worry. But also, you gotta be careful here because there is a hunter here that can harm you. Open the chest here, you get yourself a pearl slug, a arcane weapon you can use, which is another arcane weapon that you can possibly use in this entire game, or one of the few arcane contraptions you can use to. Now these you have to be careful with. If you're not, then you can easily die. Stay there. Trust me, when I face against him alone, it was a real pain. Good job. Good job. Alright, so we got a few things to go for. Some blue elixirs that can help you perform Snake 100. Thankfully, unlike Dark Souls 3, there are no mimic crises. So you can steal the uniforms, bring in Henrik yet again, heal up. We're gonna get a bunch of allies in this area. We're gonna key. You can also get out of this area right up here. But I would recommend getting a magic ally to help you with this area in particular. Because these guys are okay with they're probably going up the stairs. Because the AI is quite intelligent. Anti-phantasm shell, another arcade out on the end. Plan your attacks, plan out as soon as you can be, and just be patient. Because if not, then you know what's gonna happen. You know what might happen. We all know what might happen. But yeah, having 2 allies might be a good idea, but like, have some people in the if you can. So in this area in particular, we got this guy. Points to where that is. Sorry, buddy. Oh shit, I'll take it. I think he gives you something you can kill. There's no purpose about it. I'm gonna have to kill him. I'm sorry, buddy. He dies, drops an eye rune. And that's not just any ordinary eye rune. It's a rune that helps you make additional discoveries. So with these guys over here, probably just gonna wait for A, drop down into the waters and into this unknown, the moon side lane. As you can see up here, there is in fact a gigantic pillar. A friendly one, in fact. Or is it friendly? Or is it really friendly? There's no other place to go other than no place to go but to attack. And this, and because of that, we're facing against a lot of these guys. But don't worry, your allies will eventually appear from the lake itself to attack the boss. Unless if you're with your buddies, and you and your buddies can drop down and help each other out. Just don't be, if you're the host, just don't be the last, don't be the first one to die. So with Rom the vacuum spider, which is ironically strange because it's in the shape of a pill bug, this spider does in fact run away, spawn a bunch of spiders that can literally ruin your life to attack you. It can literally just straight up ruin your life. Okay, with these guys, we can get some electricity. That we have to all at least be careful because of those spiders. So like take down the spiders all around them and then just around it or something. These spiders will come in and start jumping at you. If you see something like that, immediately start running. Otherwise you'll die. Otherwise you'll be the one that's dead. Don't want to die and just literally get killed if you don't. You see that? Run. Now let's determine your other allies. And that's fine. But if it's actually... Oh boy, someone died. That's worried. That's worrying. Rom is really one of those difficult, one of those like annoying bosses that we all destined to hate. Oh, I was so close to getting out of range. At least try to keep Henrik alive. And with that, Rom becomes a bit more dangerous, and that's the icing. Glad I took it. If you want to know when they're doing range attacks, take a look at Rom's body. As you can see there, that's going to put ice attacks right around it. Rolls on its back, and if it stands up like that, like the little cat, start running. Whether you or any of your allies get attacked, everybody will just start running. Starts wiggling like that. You can tell. But do be careful. If you're not careful, you can end up being like tank. Looks like I'm the only one alive. But if you're playing alone, definitely start running. They will only target nothing other than playing. Keep an eye on Rom. Watch her movements and see what happens. Okay. Alright. Kind of rinsing it. Alright, that'll be in range. Back. Lucky. Okay, it's going to start using its ice attack. So electricity will definitely be one way to go. Oh, I got lucky there. Damn it, I got hit in the head. He lets both his legs and tail, head and tail. Then he does that, then just stand on top away with it. There we go, first try. Okay, we did it. With that being done, the Kenko blood is done. But all of a sudden, as you keep turning around, there's absolutely nothing happening at the moment. And this lady appears. Walk up. Lady appears. As you tread closer and closer to that lady, who appears to be crying, something even something far worse than the beast has arrived at the scene. But as you look straight up, you can hear a cry of a baby. And it's a blood moon. The nightmarish blood moon rises into the sky. And then the new goal has been set. If you're in the cathedral, however, you must seek the nightmare reborn. And that, my friends, brings in a whole new purpose in the plot twist parts of Bloodborne. Welcome to Yargol, the unseen village and it's known as the Unseen Village. Going on these, as you can see, there are some enemies appearing in blood, appearing themselves in life, bringing themselves to life. And at this point, you can head straight to the Hunger Stream, and because of it, the music you once heard in the very beginning changes completely. I mean, as you seek the night, the skies apparently start changing to a different color. Music starts playing, a moon's out there. And that's where we're going to end it for now. But thank you for all joining in. Next time, we're going to explore the Unseen Village and see what's changed. So anyways, I would like you to hit that subscribe button to join in the Crispy Nacho Gang. Leave a like if you like what you see. Leave a comment for any suggestions or probably any feedback or whatnot. Other than that, it's Antonionachio signing off. Adios.